I'm glad to see you on our channel. Here, we often talk about samurai philosophy, personal growth, and self-development. We have many videos that will help you find your inner strength and gain confidence. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by 2025, and you can help us with that. If you're interested in these topics, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It will support us and inspire us to create even more high-quality content. Loneliness is a time for self-discovery, not emptiness. In this state, you can get to know the real you, understand your strengths and weaknesses, go beyond your usual boundaries, and find answers to questions that are so hard to ask in the daily hustle. That's why, in ancient times, many warriors, especially samurai, preferred to spend a significant part of their lives in solitude. For them, loneliness was not something to avoid, but something to study and master. Today, I want to invite you on this journey and show you how moments of solitude can become a source of strength and wisdom, if we are ready to embrace them with dignity. Historical context and philosophy of Miyamoto Musashi. When we talk about loneliness and finding strength in it, we cannot overlook one of the most famous figures in Japanese history, Miyamoto Musashi. This man became a symbol of the samurai spirit, an undefeated warrior, and the master of the sword. However, he was not just a fighter. Musashi was a philosopher, writer, artist, and a student of the never-ending path known as Budo, or the way of the warrior. Born in a tumultuous time, when Japan was embroiled in constant wars, Musashi realized from an early age that to survive and become strong, one must be independent. Loneliness was his choice. He refused to serve any lord, deciding that his life should belong only to him. His entire path was built on principles of self-discovery and continuous training. Musashi believed that every warrior must seek answers not only on the battlefield, but within themselves. Only in solitude can one look deep into their soul. Miyamoto Musashi spent most of his life wandering in solitude. He had no permanent home, did not belong to any clan, and had no desire for wealth or fame. This man was free in his search, but this freedom also came with a burden, loneliness, which he managed to turn into strength. Musashi was convinced that what made a warrior strong was not just mastery of the sword, but also inner discipline, strength of spirit, and self-control. For him, solitude was not just a state, but a school where he learned strength, resilience, and unwavering confidence. The key element of Musashi's philosophy was the idea of inner harmony and complete self-sufficiency. He believed that the true warrior must learn to rely on themselves, not on others. By being in harmony with oneself, one can achieve the highest concentration and clarity of mind, which is especially important in battle. According to Musashi, true mastery cannot be achieved if you do not know yourself. And to know yourself, to face your fears and weaknesses, you can only do in solitude. Musashi wrote his famous work, The Book of Five Rings, in which he outlined the main principles of the warrior's path. One of his key ideas was the understanding of emptiness, or mu, as a state where you free your mind from attachments and emotions. This is the state he cultivated by being alone with himself. Musashi believed that only through emptiness could one achieve true clarity, and learn to act without fear and doubt. The benefits of solitude. We often think of loneliness as something negative, as emptiness that we need to escape from. But in reality, solitude can be a source of strength and wisdom. Let's talk about the benefits we can gain from this state. First, solitude is an opportunity for deep self-reflection. When we are alone, we have time to think about our lives, goals, and values. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often operate on autopilot, not considering what we truly want, and sometimes not even realizing the direction we're heading in. Solitude gives us the chance to stop and analyze our true desires. In those moments, we may realize that we're not on the right path, reassess our priorities, and start moving toward our real goals. Second, solitude helps us become more independent and self-sufficient. When we rely on others to make decisions or provide support, we become vulnerable. But when a person learns to find support within themselves, they become less dependent on external circumstances. Samurai, such as Miyamoto Musashi, understood this better than anyone. Musashi found strength within himself, which allowed him to live life on his own terms. Solitude can help each of us develop inner stability and confidence. Another benefit of solitude is that it fosters creativity and the ability to find unexpected solutions. In seclusion, our minds are cleared of external noise, creating space for new ideas. Many great works of art, scientific discoveries, and brilliant solutions were created in silence, away from everyone. When a person is alone, they begin to see things in a new light. Their thoughts become deeper and more inventive. In this state, answers to questions that wouldn't have occurred to us in daily life can emerge. Psychological aspect. Solitude also helps us better understand our true desires. Sometimes, we live surrounded by other people for so long that we become accustomed to their desires, goals, and expectations, accepting them as our own. But in solitude, these external influences gradually disappear, and only our own inner world remains. We begin to see which desires are sincere and which are imposed by society, family, or friends. Being alone with ourselves allows us to discover the real us and understand what we truly want. Thus, solitude becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. It allows us to gain clarity, better understand our goals, and become more independent and confident. In seclusion, we find not weakness, but strength that helps us move forward. Solitude as a path to strength and courage. For samurai, solitude was an important part of their training. They saw it as a way to train the spirit. Miyamoto Musashi was not only a master of the sword but also of inner balance. He practiced the state of mushin, an empty mind, free of unnecessary thoughts and emotions. In this state, the warrior becomes fully focused, calm, and confident in his actions. In solitude, we too can develop confidence and discipline. When we are alone with ourselves, we face our own fears, anxieties, and doubts that often chase us. Seclusion allows us to work through them, learn to tame them, and find inner stability. The more often we are alone with ourselves, the less we need external approval or support. We begin to rely on our own strength and better understand our true values. Thus, solitude becomes a path to courage, overcoming fear, and gaining confidence. Practical tips. How to make solitude beneficial. Solitude can become a powerful tool for self-development if approached mindfully. To make the time spent alone truly beneficial, here are a few simple recommendations. First, try keeping a journal. By writing down your thoughts, ideas, and feelings, you not only clear your mind, but also begin to understand yourself better. This helps you notice what worries or inspires you, and what goals truly matter to you. Regular writing provides a way to step back and view yourself from a distance, see your progress, and set clearer goals. The second practice is meditation and mindfulness. Samurai, like Miyamoto Musashi, used meditation techniques to train their minds. By focusing on their breath or a repetitive action, they learned to achieve a state of calmness and clarity. Today, meditation can be just as useful in gaining inner balance. By dedicating just a few minutes each day to mindfulness, you can better control your emotions and become more centered. Finally, reading and learning. Solitude gives you the perfect opportunity to dive into books that can expand your horizons, inspire new ideas, or help you find your mission. In solitude, we can dedicate time to acquiring new skills, learning more about ourselves and the world, and enriching our inner self. As Musashi said, true mastery comes only through self-improvement and continuous learning. These simple steps will help you turn solitude into strength, making it a source of growth and self-discovery, so it becomes not just a time for reflection, but a starting point for inner transformation. The dark side of solitude. Despite all its values and positive aspects, solitude should not become the ultimate goal. It can be a powerful tool for developing inner strength and wisdom. But it is important to understand that true strength lies not only in the ability to be alone, but also in the capacity to return to people, interact with them, and build harmonious relationships. Samurai, like Miyamoto Musashi, knew that solitude was an important part of the path of self-improvement, but their strength was not limited to this alone. They also knew how to work with others, share their wisdom, and help those in need of their experience. Prolonged solitude can also have its dark sides. Constant isolation can lead to deep withdrawal, where it becomes increasingly difficult for a person to interact with others. This is a state where one loses touch with the world and forgets how to build relationships or understand the feelings of others. This does not mean that solitude makes us worse, but it can lead to the loss of essential communication skills, which in turn makes it harder to live in harmony with those around us. Immersion in oneself becomes increasingly intense, and sometimes we begin to forget that what matters is not only what happens inside us, but also how we interact with others. Deep emotional detachment can also become a side effect of solitude. When we are alone for too long, it becomes difficult to understand what others are feeling. Our experiences become closed off, and we begin to look at the world through a narrow lens of our own thoughts and emotions. This can lead us to stop feeling the needs of others, as well as lose the ability to build empathetic and supportive relationships. The transformation of solitude from a tool for self-discovery into a barrier to communication and mutual understanding is one of the main dangers of isolation. Moreover, complete withdrawal can weaken the connection with loved ones and destroy relationships. Family, friends, and colleagues are vital elements of our social world that help us find balance and harmony in life. Even though solitude gives us a sense of peace and the opportunity to focus on ourselves, we must not forget how important it is to maintain these connections. Relationships with loved ones become not only a source of joy, but also support during tough times. Solitude can help us strengthen ourselves, but complete distancing from others can lead to the loss of vital connections, which over time leads to a sense of emptiness. The wisdom lies in finding a balance between solitude and society. It is a path where solitude becomes a time for self-discovery, while interaction with others serves as a way to apply this experience in practice. We are social creatures, and despite the value of solitude, we cannot and should not avoid people. It is important to use solitude to strengthen ourselves, and then return to society with new strength and wisdom. When we draw strength from solitude, we should remember that life in society helps us grow in just as important a way. The ability to build relationships and be open to others is also a form of strength that should not be inferior to inner harmony. The final thought is this: solitude is a path to self-discovery and development, but it should not be an escape from the world. Use solitude as a tool to know yourself, develop inner strength, but always return to people, because it is interaction with them that helps us become truly strong and wise. Thus, solitude is not just the absence of other people, but an opportunity to become stronger and wiser. However, as with everything, balance is key. Self-development through solitude enriches us, helping us better understand our desires, goals, and values. But true wisdom is revealed when we return to the world, to our loved ones and surroundings, and apply the knowledge we've gained. As Miyamoto Musashi said, "Only he who has known himself in silence can meet the world with dignity." Remember these words when you find yourself alone. Let solitude become your ally on the path to inner strength, but never forget to return, for it is our connection with others that makes us truly whole and strong. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content on self-discovery and the wisdom of the samurai.
Subscribe to our channel. Are you ready to become the best version of yourself? On our channel, we share samurai techniques and lessons that will help you develop your charisma, confidence, and inner strength. If you're looking for real self-development tools and striving for personal growth, you'll find exactly what you need here. By developing your thinking and choosing quality content, you not only become a more interesting person, but also create an aura around you that attracts people. Knowing how to attract others starts with working on yourself, and that work never ends. Every day is an opportunity to become a better person, and your efforts will be noticed.